Hello, welcome to episode 31. Holy crap, we've already hit 30 episodes and we're continuing this playthrough of my playthrough of DireWolf20's 1.18 pack. Today we're going to kind of take a left turn. I know last episode we worked on the hydroponic beds and things like that, but as you saw at the very end of that episode, crafting these things is an absolute pain in the butt. And if we look at this recipe, we've got to make simple machine frames and stuff, and we can only make one of these at a time and blah blah blah. So I think today instead we're going to work on a little bit of automation instead, just to make our lives easier, since we're doing a lot of crafting and doing a lot of things with refined storage, and we're using a lot of like the processes and things like that. We're doing a lot of things repetitively. So I figured now's probably a good time to kind of take a bit of a left turn and work on automation. It's probably, we should have done it earlier, but hey, it was enough of a headache to where I was thinking about it yesterday after I finished recording, being like, hey, this is kind of painful. So what we're going to do is work on that stuff, I guess. I know that the crafters work. We're going to have to learn how these work, how to do the processing things, because I actually don't know, because I want to do... Mainly I want to work on the processes, like and having all of these auto craft, right? But our first crafter, the one that's down there at the moment, is full. Just for our 9x9 things. So we're probably going to want 3x3 crafting recipes, so we probably want to make another crafter. And in looking at that, I've realized we actually have access to these other things. Base speed 1x, base speed 5x. We have access to these other crafters using extra storage, which is another cool mod. I've realized as well that there's things called advanced importers and advanced exporters, which seem interesting to me, and I kind of want to play with them. But let's go make a gold crafter, because we're going to need to hold more 3x3 like regular crafting things, and it's probably just going to be more efficient to have one crafter that does more things faster, since if we hold shift here, it says base speed 5x. Diamond crafter holds 63 things for 25x base speed, and then the netherite one is just kind of ridiculous, but that's 4 blocks of netherite, which we are not at that place. But if we're going to want a gold crafter, it means we need to make neural processors, which is kind of actually in the realm of possibility. We have access to all these things. That's totally doable. We only need 2 of them as well. Let's do that. Let's work on that today. I think we're going to work with a bit more refined storage and doing auto crafting and stuff, because we want to make binders, not binders, sorry. We want to make these neutral processor thingies, and then we want to be able to cook them up inside our energized smelter and things to do fast crafting and things like that, because you saw last episode we had to do a bunch of that by hand, and that's not fun to do. Automation is fun, so let's work on that. So let's make a couple of these bad boys. We're gonna need more of these. It's not gonna hurt to have a bunch of them. Throw those in there as well. Let's go one. Whoop, what am I not having? Crafting tables. So like things like crafting tables as well is something that's probably nice to have inside of the crafter as well. Bang. We have a bunch of nether bricks now, so let's throw them in, as well as having all of these things kind of auto output straight back into the did that shift colors? No, it's just hovering. Auto going back into the refined storage system would probably be a nice thing to have as well. So let's play around with this. We need to make another crafter, which means we need another advanced processor. I need that binding. Bang. And also we want to be able to make upgrades, like energy upgrades and speed upgrades for these machines, because like we are going to probably want to have separate smelters and things doing the auto crafting, so that these ones up here aren't getting filled up with junk while we're doing other things. But that's kind of my brain moving at 1,000,000 miles a second. So let's just start with the first thing that we said we were going to do. Hey, does that sound like a good idea, rather than doing 50 different things at the same time? So bang, crafter. We want to make the regular crafter first. Oops, we don't have the quartz iron for some reason. Make one of you, as well as like adding the crafter and stuff to the network. Cool, gold crafter. And then I should just be able to place this down over here. If I like even just connected to that one, cool. Now we have all these spaces to throw patterns into. So let's move these out of that one and put them back into this one instead. Because we're probably going to want to use this one for other things. And that's obviously going to disconnect that one. Do you hold your contents? You do not. No, that's fine. Let's place the gold crafter there. Bang. Beautiful. So we've got those in there. So let's work on making some more patterns. Because we're going to want to teach it a bunch of things. And this crafter actually. I'm pretty sure this works. The crafter can push items to inventories, as far as I'm aware. So we're going to want to break all these blocks, actually. Bang, bang. And then just for future's sake, I'm going to connect that to the bottom of that. Just so that when we do come to do this, because I think I'm going to teach it how to do the processes first. That's what we're going to want. So let's do that. I need more cables. We'll just get this ready for when we actually do want to connect everything up. So let's just pass that cable down into the basement. And that's probably all we want to go so far. I wish there was like an upgrade for these so that you could just do it in hand and rather than having to like break it and replace it, but that's fine. Cool. So we want to go back to this thing. We want more patterns for sure. Let's make a stack of them. We don't have glass. So let's not make a stack. Let's make like 30 of them. Missing available. What do you mean missing 13? When I have, okay. 20 of them. Can you do 20? Beautiful. Patterns. We'll throw them in there. Cool. So we want to teach it processes. Let's clear our wish list because there's a lot of things in here that we just kind of don't actually need in there. And we'll go here and type in processor. If I can remember how to spell that word. And then we want raw to begin with. We want all of these ones. Raw super advanced. Reborn storage. What is reborn storage? I don't know. But anyways, so we want the raw basic processor done. We want to make the improved processor pattern. Now it's the advanced processor pattern. And I think those are all the base ones. We'll make these. Yeah, we may as well make it. We got the stuff here to do it. We'll make the neural processor since we're working on crafter stuff anyway. Beautiful. And exact doesn't need to be ticked for any of these. And then all of these are just 3x3 craftings. So they can just kind of live there. Now, we also want to teach it how to do the advanced processor crafts. So we want processing patterns. And then here what we're going to do is we're going to input, let's see, if I go here and then go shift click, it does do that. And then what we're going to say is, because it's a processing thing, so processing is like what we're going to use for crafting that is not tied to, what's the word? That's not tied to like 3x3 crafting. So anytime we have to use machines or whatever, it's going to be a processing pattern. So we want to go basic binder or basic processor. And then we want to do the same thing for improved. You guys aren't lined up. That's confusing in my head. There we go. We want the advanced one. Bang. And now we want the neural processor. Cool. So all these ones, see this bottom row of ones, we want these to go into this machine. Whoop. And we'll work on this in a second. But now we want to go downstairs. The rest of the ones we have want to go into here. So that you know how to make the the raw versions for when we inevitably ask it to do that. Now we want to find the hole in the ground where we have our machines. Bang, and then we'll just connect this up. Man, nothing's run neatly, is it? Let's run it this way instead. And the light's there, so let's put that there. And then we can break this instead. Try to get rid of some of this spaghetti. I've been playing too much Factorio, and it's just kind of lack of just putting stuff kind of wherever it fits, rather than actually thinking it through. And we'll break that one. Beautiful. Okay, so now that craft is hooked up, and that's pushing into the enriching factory. Well, it shouldn't be pushing into an enriching factory. It should be into the... Did I put it on the wrong machine? I totally did put it on the wrong machine. This actually needs to go into the smelter. Bang. Okay, just for the moment, we'll just have a cable there instead. And then we'll put this stuff there for now, since we should be able to access everything we need to. Beautiful. We're also going to want an interface. Yeah, I think we want an interface on top of this, but we can do that in a second. So now if we look in here, cool, we can make raw versions. Let's see if I pull out all of these, pull out all the raw versions, bang. Now they all have craft, so we can make these. We should actually be able to tell it to craft the neural processor, but it won't work. At least it won't pop back into here once it is actually finished. As far as I'm aware, because first of all, you're going to be trying to push into this, but on the side config, on the back side, we need to tell you to input. And now you can see that it pushes. That's kind of cool. So the crafter is going to push into the smelting factory, but it has no way of pulling the finished item out, which is why we need the interface. And to do that, what we're actually going to do is we're going to yoink these ones, because these are kind of pointless to have in here, and I'll explain that in a second, but we kind of just want to get this very basic crafting thing done first. So we want to go there. So now this interface is connected because it's attached to the crafter, which is attached to the network. That all works. And we want a node, which conveniently I have in my inventory. We're going to place that there. And now all I want to do with this one, I think... Yeah, I think that's all I want. I need my card holder, which is in my backpack. Bang. All we want to do with this one on the downside is have an extract card, so it's going to pull up. And then on the back side, which is whatever the opposite of this side is, so on the north side, we want an insert card. And then that went back into the thingy, into the interface, and then if we look here, that's a crafter manager. It doesn't tell me what's in progress. But anyways, neural processor, bang. And we can do this again. We can kind of test it. Let's go with one of these. Actually, no. We want to make the finished version. So let's pull these out. And we'll make an improved processor. Let's just say we want to make... 10 of them's overkill, but let's make 10 of them anyway. And you can hear our furnace turned on. And these are now crafting. Beautiful. How nice is that, by the way? And then once this is finished, it's going to get pulled back out. Back into the interface, which then goes back into the system. And we now have improved processors sitting here. How nice is that? That works beautifully. So now all I want to do on the downside is max this out just so that it's pulling out 8 every second. I think it is. That's what 20 ticks is. So it's going to pull out pretty much the whole thingy at once. Beautiful. So we've set that up. But because I'm a scatterbrain, I didn't explain why I did what I did over here. So instead, what we're going to do is interface export, interface import. Okay. So I got rid of this, the dust processing thing, right? Because we want to be able to cook all the dust up when we do ore processing. Separate to when we actually just want dusts themselves going into the system. Because if we look at the recipe for, I think it's called a speed upgrade. It's called upgrade. This thing. So yeah, this recipe uses osmium dust. If we were to put osmium dust, like we just crushed it ourselves and put it back into the refined storage system to make it, it would automatically pull it into one of these things since we had it on the interface, which we don't want to happen at all. So what we want to do here is just have it so that it's pulling out the blocks, the raw blocks of whatever needs to be processed. And then these machines themselves work on, I guess, pulling out the dust from this machine. So I kind of want to think about how I want to do this. Or do we just leave this disconnected for now and deal with it at another time? I'm kind of on the boat with deal with it at another time, but it's also something that I'm definitely going to forget. But I also kind of just want to think about it before we do it. All right, how about I think about it and then we'll come back in a second. Okay, I think I have a simple solution. I think it's going to be really easy. I think assuming that this is smart enough, that the nodes and the enriching and the factories that we have here are smart enough, assuming that, which I don't know if it's going to work until I actually try it, but I'm going to basically work this off the assumption that the blocks of raw ores, right, are only going to be inserted into the enriching factory, because if we look at the recipe here, or like the uses rather, we don't actually have a recipe here for them to go into the smelter to then be processed into let's say the ingots. So all we need to do is on this node on the upside, the insert card, whatever's pushing into that is a basic filter set to ingot of iron, copper, gold, and then basically whatever these things are. So silver, nickel, osmium, tin, and lead. So that's going to be the only thing being inserted in there. So that whenever this finishes, it's going to extract. The dusts won't be allowed to go into the interface. So the only other option they have to go is into these things, into the smelting factory and into the smelting factories, I guess, the two of them that we have. And then once they're cooked, the only place that they can go is into the interface. I think that's going to be all we need to do. So I'm just going to set this filter on the upside. Then we need silver. What else did I say? Nickel. Nickel ingot. And I think it's just lead ingot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I missed one. 10. Bang, bang. 10. Ingot. Bang. So now hopefully that's fixed, and then we have plus one interface in our inventory. I think that's all we needed to do, and that like really simplifies this, right? It's just like extract blocks get processed, dusts get put into this because they have nowhere else to go. Then once the dusts are cooked, it goes back into the refined storage. I think that works. I think that's a nice little solution to that. Until eventually we push stuff down, but that's fine. Cool. So now let's work on making hydroponic beds. How do we make you? Oh, crap, what am I doing? Bang, click, A. So, let's do auto crafts for plastic. We want to do. Fuck, that's actually going to be a lot of work. If we do plastic, let's ignore plastic for now. Let's do the simple machine frame. I think that's probably what we want to do auto crafts for. And to do that, we're probably going to want a dedicated dissolution chamber for this crafting. Oh, and I accidentally disconnected my keyboard. Dissolution chamber. Bang. We're probably going to want a dedicated one of these for the craft. So let's make one of you. I need to make another diamond gear. Because this one will just, the one up here will just be used for kind of our own stuff. So let's unlock that, because you're going to be for random things we want to make. Oh, we need to automate latex then. How do I want to do this? What's not the block placer, this one, fluid extractor. We want to make one of you, and then I think I want an extra block placer as well. And then I probably want They're called black hole tank, of which 16 millibuckets. Does 16 millibuckets sound like a good time? Which one's easy to craft? Let's do this. Yeah, let's do this one, the 64 bucket one. We should have all the things that we need to make one of those. Because this is going to be like setting up a whole new system as well, which is unfortunate for us. Bang, bang, we need 2 of you. Control click, start, bang, and we got this thing as well. Just clear that. Got that. We're going to want to make another one of these. So we need 4 droppers. Oops, not that. We've already made that. Block placer. We need 1 more of these, and then fluid extractors. We want a bunch of these. So let's make 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 is a good number. One, two, oh, what did I run out of? Ah, that's right, because it only made... I really wish I could tell it to actually make more of one besides... and then it'll look it back up. Fluid. 3, and I want 1 more of these. Okay, cool. Bang, let's bring you down here. It doesn't matter where I do this. Not really, I guess. Let's just pick somewhere that's kind of dead. Where's some dead space here? I'm gonna make some dead space over here in this area. What I really should do is charge up my mining laser so I can dig areas out easier. But that's whatever. Okay, so I'm just gonna break that. And then the block placer is gonna go in the middle there. I want you facing up though. Where's my wrench? Cool. Now you're going to try place blocks in front of you. And then in front of that we want fluid extractors. Now this is probably really dark for you guys. Let's do that. 2, 3, 4. Let's look in my backpack. I don't have any more. I need to make more nodes, I think. Oh my god, I keep accidentally disconnecting my keyboard. We want more nodes, don't we? Nodes. Node. Bang. 4, that's exactly, plus the 5th one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to put the black hole tank in front of it. That's holding 0 buckets of stuff. And then we want another node on top of that. Cool. And then we want all of these connected to each other. Let's just start from you. Doesn't really matter how we connect them. Beautiful. Now all we need here is what, 4 fluid cards? I should really teach it how to make all this stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we need 5 of them. And they all automatically went into it. So here on the downside, these are all going to be exactly the same. We want extract, downside, bang, extract, down, so whoops, wrong side, downside, extract, you, same thing, downside, set to extract, then you. Can I put this node anywhere else? I guess I can, but it doesn't really matter. On the downside here, bang, insert. So all this is going to do, it's going to pull out all the latex from inside of these things and then insert it into the black hole tank. Now on this downside of the black hole tank, I'm going to want an external storage. Oh, is this going to work actually? I'm going to teach you how to make these. Oh shit, I did not mean to make all that. I need to make patterns for the construction and destruction cores. You give me a pattern, and you give me a pattern. And then we'll just teach that to the crafter over here. Yeah, we want an external bus, external storage. I don't actually know if this is going to work, to be completely honest, but we will quickly find out. You're placed on the wrong thing. I actually need to get underneath the block, don't I? External storage there. And then I want on this block placer, I think it's an exporter that I want. Exporter. I want an exporter on that, and then you're going to be set to logs. So we want oak, spruce, birch, and acacia, which is all the ones I have access to. You don't really matter how you're connected to the system. I really should find a nicer way to run all this stuff. Bang. Petty black hole tank. Cool. Exporter. That's none of these are now going to work without power, so I got to run power over here as well. I really should just shrink and do this stuff. Hey, it's way easier if I just do that. Bonk. Okay. And then we need advanced. These bad boys. 1, 2, 3. Can I get power to that one? I can. I just need to move this. Now let's put you there and there. I want the exporter here. You didn't save your things, did you? Oak, spruce, birch, acacia. Now you're going to connect underneath. And now where's my nearest power? It's probably just in the wall over this way, isn't it? Oops, wrong block, that one. Yeah, sweet. This works beautifully. Bang. Down, and then you can connect. And now these are going to also work, the fluid extractor is going to work faster as well, extracting latex. And now we should see latex is showing up in this thing as well. Lovely. That's exactly what we want to happen. That's working beautifully. Now if I go here... Yeah, it's not working, is it, as an external bus? As an external storage, is it? 0% full. I guess I just want you inserted then into the fluid card. The fluid card that we have sat in here. That's annoying because I really wanted to store this in its own thing. Because otherwise we're just going to get a ton of it. And it'll fill up our system. Is there at refined. Do we have an external like fluid storage? We have the fluid storage blocks, but I don't think that's going to work. What I really want is like an external storage like bus that we have using like for our drawer system, but for fluids. I guess for the time being we don't. So if that's the case, we want to replace this and that. We're just going to put a regular cable there. Bang. I'm going to unshrink because that's awkward. I think there we just want a fluid interface then. Which is kind of annoying. And that's going to cook it up upstairs. At least it should be cooking it up upstairs. Is it not working? What's happening? Oh no, it did. Okay, that just took forever. Okay, we really need speed upgrades. Fluid interface down here. In. Yeah, cool. There you can see latex is now coming into the system. And then if we look here, I guess we could just look up latex, can't we? How do I look at fluids? Game? How do I view my fluids in here? My crafting grid. My crafting grid doesn't show me fluids. But we can see that stuff is going into there at least. I probably need a fluid interface, don't I? No, not interface, a fluid. What's it called? Refine. And then let's look up fluid. Fluid grid. We probably need one of these to actually be able to view our fluids. Oh, we may as well make it. It doesn't hurt, I don't think. We really should teach this how to make that stuff as well. You. Of course. Click start. While we're waiting on that to cook up, now we can hear it actually. We need to teach it how to make that block, which is this thing. Cool. Now we have the advanced processor, so which means we can make a fluid grid. Fluid grid can just come here and sit there, and now we can look at fluids inside of our system. Yeah, beautiful. Apparently we have 100 millibuckets of essence, and all of our sewage is going in, like directly into this thing. Cool. So we have a bucket of latex. So let's put the dissolution chamber down here. We're going to need another fluid interface. You need another one of you, which means I need another interface. Fluid interface. Oh my god, buckets. Okay, we need to teach this thing buckets and interfaces. See, this is why we do this stuff. We're learning slowly what we actually need to teach the system in the way of crafting stuff. That, and then we also need to teach you how to make buckets so that I don't have to keep crafting this stuff by hand. And like it's taking more time now, but over longer periods, this is all gonna speed up our crafting. Okay, we've got to wait for that to smelt up. And we should see this like go from being a blue to like not blue. No, I guess we don't, but whatever. We want fluid interface, can sit on the bottom. We want our node, as well as 2 fluid cards. I think off camera I'm going to add all this crafting, like the fluid cards and stuff, to the system, but we won't need to do that right now. The downside, fluid extract. On the upside, fluid insert. On the downside of this, we want to on out. Can I not set a filter? Okay. Fluid card here. Can I put a filter here and then just go latex? Hopefully, yeah, that works. So it should just pull out latex and then insert it into this, hopefully, once everything is set up. I'm also going to grab 2 energy cards, since we're taking up the bottom side, so the power to this thing is going to be painful for us. Energy cards. Let's make 1 and 2. So on the north side, we want energy extract. On the upside, we want energy insert. You should be having... Oh, crap. Where did you come from? Cool. We're going to turn you off. We want another interface. Do I want an interface? Yeah, I think I do want an interface. It's got to craft everything now to make that. While we're waiting on the interface, we're also going to want a crafter. We'll just go with the regular crafter, not the iron one. Crap. Now this one, control click, start. It's got to build all that. Once all that cooks, we want the interface. Interface can just go on top. The crafter can probably just sit next to it. Why do we not have it? There we go. That block can get replaced. Crafter can go... Whoops, you're facing the wrong way. Are you going to place properly if I do that? Yep, beautiful. I don't know if this can actually handle the recipe for this, but we want to teach it how to make this. Wow, it just fits. That's beautiful. Okay. We go down. We're going to put that into here, which is the pattern for this. Can I go lock input and then teach it to you? Probably not. No, I can't. Okay, so to do this is like super complicated. I need a bucket. How do I grab... How do I get... How do I get latex out of here? Oh, I just click it with the bucket. Okay, that works. We're going to put latex in there. And now we just need the rest of the stuff, right, for the recipe for the simple machine frame. So I just need plastic, a pity machine frame. 2 plastic. I need 1 of you. I need 2 nether brick, I remember. What else do I need? 2 nether brick, 2 iron and a gold gear. Iron and gold gear. Bang. And now it's gold gear. Unlock inputs. That, and then lock input. Okay, and then I want a node on top of you. Do I need a node? Yeah, I do need a thingy. On the downside, I've got no cards. I've got 1 item card apparently. I need 1 more though. On the downside, we want an item card that's set to extract. On the top side, whoops. On the upside, we want an insert card. And then input, output. It doesn't matter because it's set to any direction. Let's replace that. It's not the cleanest setup in the world, but it should do its job. Because all this is connected up beautifully. Now we just set you to ignored. It's going to craft 1 and then put it back in the system. It's going to be super slow, but it's going to work. And now we can test. Because it should know how to make everything here, minus the nether brick. We should have everything anyway. Cool, 1 simple machine frame. You know how annoying that is to craft by hand. Cool, it's still got latex in there. But if I go to my system, not the interface, simple machine frame, let's pull you out, craft. let's say I want 10 of you. I don't have, I've got missing 10 available 10, which means 20. Okay, so I can make 5. Start. Yes! Okay, it's putting everything in. Now, what I want to know is this going to then queue up another crafting straight after? And you can see that we're back up to 1,000 because it input the 250 millibuckets of latex. Yeah, and it started it as well. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, so now we can make these hydroponic beds, right? We can literally request everything minus the plastic. Which we can also then... how are we doing for latex, actually? Which also we can set up auto crafting for. Because then what we can do here on the... your refined storage. We can make speed add-ons. If we go to what's the mod called? Industrial foregoing. Is it called add-ons? No, they're called... yeah, they are add-ons. Space add... oh my god, my spelling. These ones. We can make speed upgrades. Add-on speed tier 2. Can we go all the way? Yeah, it's just tier 2. We can make these things and then chuck each one of these into... I think we can technically make 4 of them into these bad boys. And then we can make latex even faster, and then we can teach it how to make plastic. But that's only part of it. And I think that's probably as far as we want to go to today, because that took a lot of work. So I'm going to go off screen, or off camera, add a bunch of recipes and patterns to this thing just so that we can do more crafting and stuff by ourselves. And like it takes up a lot of camera time realistically. We don't need to show all of that on camera, but if you guys want to see it, make sure you let me know, because then I can also do that. But anyways, anyone is still here, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all on the next one. Peace.